Hey, it's Carrie here at Get Your Vibe Right, and today I want to kind of talk about something that one of my clients recently said in one of our healing sessions, which was she felt like she had this force field around her that was preventing love from getting in. And I think at many times in our lives, we feel that way. We put up this force field, and of course, it always comes from experiences where we did love. We put ourselves out there. We were vulnerable. We were raw. We gave ourselves to somebody wholly and fully, and it didn't go well. Maybe that love was not accepted. Maybe it was rejected. Maybe it was somebody hurt us intentionally, and you might still be with that person. But every time that happens, we put up a little barrier. We try and protect ourselves from that ever happening again. When in reality, oftentimes that will prevent us from finding people who can truly love us, honor us, and accept us just the way that we are. So I think it's probably pretty obvious to everybody that in order to receive love, we have to be willing to go there ourselves. And oftentimes as we unpack and explore this, many times this is just as much about us loving ourselves as it is accepting the love of other people. Because you can only accept as much love from others as you're willing to give yourself. So this protective barrier, this force field that sort of pushes everybody away and somewhat saves us from being vulnerable with others, from risking being hurt again. I know it, I've been there, I've felt it, I absolutely know. But what I also know is I have been able to let that force field down, and I have been able to love again, and I have been able to move forward and fully show up for somebody and be vulnerable and give my all and give myself. But if we're not allowing it to come in and we're not giving it to ourselves, then we can feel pretty lost. We are here to love. We are beings of love, and not just receiving love from other people. Like, the entire universe wants to love us. We just have to be able to let it in. And often that letting it in comes from the level at which we ourselves love ourselves, right? If we love ourselves, we're able to let that much love in that can equally be matched by somebody else. What we don't want to do is fall into the trap of only feeling like we're lovable if somebody else is loving us. Because I guarantee you, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, and no matter how many people have hurt you, you are absolutely lovable. You, just the way you are, with all of your quirks and flaws and crazy zaniness, you are absolutely lovable just the way you are. It's just a matter of finding the right people who see it, who get it, who align with it. And once you do that, it's much easier to let that force field down and let that love in. But love can only be matched by what we have for ourselves. So if you're struggling with this in your life, like my client was, I didn't start working with her on the force field. I started working with her on, let's look at how much self-love you have. Let's look at any barriers or blocks that you have to loving yourself, because it's always an inside job. No matter what's going on in the world around you that you want to change, it will only change if you change that vibration within yourself, because the law of attraction tells us that the world around us is simply matching our vibe from within. And that's why I'm here to talk about getting your vibe right. So with this one, your takeaway is, if you are struggling with letting other people love you, and that seems hard and vulnerable and risky right now, shift the focus on loving yourself, showing up for you, being kind to you in the way that you want others to be kind to you, and it will be so much easier to let that love in from somebody else.